chandeliers and calligraphy and the beauty. You're left in awe when you look at them, some of them, when you go inside. Yeah, that's what we do. How come our content, when we look at it, we don't even want to give it 2 seconds of a click?
Yeah. Well, you tell me.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, just think about that. How can we have Islam and Muslims be so poorly presented?
Yeah.
How?
Or non-existent.
It just doesn't make sense to me. No. I find it as, you know, when you say Fard Kafaya, this is like this for me, being in the industry and seeing what happens how countless movies that are made, you know, I worked on The State and I worked on all these films, and, you know, and you look at them and you think to yourself, you know, like, there's so much going into telling these stories, and we don't have anything like that at all. And then so Netflix isn't going to just do it for you. They need people, like, for example, in order for me to go to Netflix, which I can go to like tomorrow with something, I need to present something to them. You know, we need to present something to them. If they know that, hey, these guys funded it, there must be something in it, let's put it on there, you know, and therefore it'll go on there, it'll get the targets, it'll get the clicks and the audience, and then all of a sudden you're in that position to negotiate with them and say, hey, you know, this is what we're looking for, you know, because Netflix is only interested in $11.99 and $5.99 from their subscribers. So from their target audience, or whichever country that they are moving into. So with the increased sort of competition with Disney Plus coming out, all of these other streaming channels coming out, they're looking to move into, and they already have moved into Saudi, Kuwait, and Pakistan, and all these Muslim countries, and they've got bases there looking at how to create content for those, you know, for those markets. And so we need to produce that content, you know, and we need to be able to go there and not just be there in a sense, like, you know, because ideas, million people, you know, 1,000,001 people got ideas, but are you in a position to present something? So I think the first hurdle, getting through those hurdles, is the obstacle. And then once you start getting through those obstacles, then you can pave the way, right? You're already paving the way, but you can then have the influence that we need in that sense. So look, what you're donating towards is bigger than just like a documentary. Yeah, you're donating towards preserving history. You're donating towards making sure that our children in this, you know, this generation and next generation will look back at this and and learn from us, learn and see the truth of how Muslims behaved in the collaboration. Non-Muslims will learn from this and see how they should behave and how they should contribute and collaborate. So these things are so important. Yeah, you should play that one again. You should.
Yeah, I'm going to play this now.
You should definitely plug that in.
The TV depiction of Muslims is not particularly good. If there's a Muslim character, he's either a terrorist or a suspect or, you know, someone who's untrustworthy.
Of course, there are Muslim stories told, but they're told from a non-Muslim perspective most of the time. And that isn't our story. So our voice as Muslims in this country simply isn't being heard.
We're supposed to call to the way of our Lord with wisdom and beautiful preaching. And the way I see that is that the wisdom needs to be applied in how we communicate, and film and video falls under the faculty of arts and communication.
Anybody who gets involved in film, it takes not just determination, it takes a lot of willpower and strength. And alhamdulillah, in Brother Rizwan, we found somebody who had the willpower, had the resilience, and also had something which was unique for, shall we say, this demographic of people, okay, the Muslims, okay, the United Kingdom, which was that he had the skills. In the last 5 years, we've seen a very increased, steep rise in hatred, misunderstanding, which all has boiled over into violence.
There have been studies done on Islamophobia in America that show that within a 10-year period, a number of major philanthropies and others have given more than $200 million to groups that are anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant.
What Rizwan is trying to do is show some leadership, to show that there is a way to be a God-conscious person, to look at the skills that we have, to look at the opportunities we have, the resources, the networks, and utilize those for the benefit of society, of humanity, and to bring some normality.
I've appreciated the vision of Brother Ridwan, and I support it. The vision is noble. He's trying to communicate a pure message.
Of things that Riz is trying to do to open up and show people that, you know, this is what the Muslim faith stands for. It doesn't stand for these terrible atrocities. There's nothing in the faith that actually makes that a right thing to do. And I think as soon as the community outside of the Muslim community understands that that's something that's shared by both sides of the party, then I think that will help immensely to bridge some of the gaps that we're seeing at the moment.
They're not being heard. They're not being seen within the industry at the same level as everyone else. And that's because they're on the back bench. They need to come forward.
With the right funding, with the right scripts, the right talents, there is an opportunity to present in a very positive and educational way a different culture, certainly to the British people. I think we can only benefit from that.
You see, Dawah, right? In a sense, from a movie and an arts and culture perspective, it's culture. So what, you know, Dawah is like for you know, when you're sort of like promoting a culture and a way, that's Dawah. So, you know, these like the Western countries and even Turkey as well, I think some of the Muslim countries, they do have that. You know, what's interesting is that Malaysia and places and Egypt and whatnot, we have our own media networks. We have it. It's just here. It's like something's missing in the UK. It's just I don't get it. Maybe I need to be going down to Kuwait. I've been invited by you know, the team that did Qudwa. You know, I was on that one as well. It was quite a really go with Sheikh Fahad Al-Khandri, and yeah, so it may be a case that we do need to, for the bigger picture, it needs to come from, like, you know, going to the Muslim countries and looking for the investment from there. But there's some projects like this one, which is like, it's not about the money. It's about getting it done. It's about right now, we're here, it needs to happen.
Well, yeah, but you're saying it's not the money. I know that's, you don't like fundraising. And to be honest, I don't like fundraising. Can you believe I don't like fundraising? Hey,
Inshallah, I'm going to save you from it.
But it's got to be done sometimes. God bless you, dear brother Yusuf Chambers. Eid Mubarak, and to all of our brothers and sisters out there. Rashid Ahmed, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Again, he's there. Salwa is still here, plugging it every single day. Plugging the Dawah. This is a Dawah project. This is a huge Dawah project. What is it? What are we doing here? I'm just showing you a few movies, so you'll understand what we're doing here.
Guys,
and then we're going
Disney started it in a cupboard, and alhamdulillah, at least we got much more resources than just that. And you know, people like these big companies now, they had a very humble beginning. Okay, Netflix had a humble beginning. Blockbusters, you know, rejected Love Films offer, you know, to them. So Blockbusters must be kicking their door, you know, heads in. Right now, you may not think that this is something, but this is changing the hearts and minds of non-Muslims. I've had non-Muslim filmmakers that have watched this and they've been brought to tears, telling me how can they sort of like help as well. Some of them have donated towards some of the cost. I've been helped in that sense. We're just behind.
People are more Muslims donating for this, as we know.
Unfortunately.
Let's watch this movie. This is 70 days out in the field, guys. This is why you need to support Rizwan Wadan and his team with in his Pinewood studio offices. We can take the challenge to the people who really don't understand Islam and those who hate Islam when they're peddling very bad narratives about our faith.
Desperate need in a time of crisis, the Muslim community across the UK is showing its true colours. Businesses, organisations, individuals, small to large, takeaways, cab drivers, anyone who's anyone that can contribute right now is playing their part and playing a pivotal role to make sure that they can help the most vulnerable and the most needy. I'm truly inspired by the community's efforts, and I'm truly honoured to be behind the camera with my team, travelling across the UK to make sure that we can document this so that our children, this generation, the next generation, and generations afar to come will see and know how we behaved, how we reacted, how we contributed, and how we got through this crisis together.
You know, Yusuf, I think I'm going through a lot of psychological stress, to be honest with you. 70 days on the front line. This last week, I've been breaking down, actually. I've been struggling to accept this sort of lack of appreciation. I've been struggling to accept the lack of sort of support, and it does get to you, you know, and it gets to you.
Well, look at this comment. It's like the Pied Piper of Hamelin story. This is Rashid.
Bro, you smashed that one.
But it is true. is what he just stuck it right where it needs to be. Subhanallah.
I'm actually I'm struggling. I'll be, I'm struggling. I've got this bill to pay on the 29th, and I don't know how I'm going to pay it. I've got, I've refused paid work to be out on the front line to do this. I refuse to charge companies to come out and do this as well, because it has to be free from people's individual needs and wants and their own. In order to keep control of the editorial, I needed to make sure that this wasn't built. I wasn't going out there billing people, because as soon as you take money from people with strings attached, they expect you to do things, and I didn't want to do that. And I wanted to make sure that we could do justice in giving people time. Anybody donating to us, and helping us, it's coming without strings attached. And the problem is that it's easy to sell a story to the press, but then you lose the heart and the soul of the story. So
tell us about Riz. Tell us about the error and terror. Have we got something we can show the brothers and sisters now?
Yeah, you should. I mean, if there's somebody else who's logged in, and they should watch it again anyway, because this campaign, the behind the scenes, which you watch, the UK film industry supports the practicing Muslim, right? That one. I shared it with you. You need to play that. Have you got it there? It should be.
I'm not sure. I've got so many links all around the place, bro.
Are you on the playlist? If you're on the playlist, you'll see it there.
Okay, let me go back to the playlist. So you talk us through the code
at the top. It's the first one at the top. UK film industry. Yeah. There you go. So okay. So here's something, right? 70 days on the front line.
This one, yeah.
The first one, yeah. 70 days on the front line, and before the word front line was even as a phrase. Yeah, that's fine. And what you have to understand is that this is something that I'm seeing people that are in a way. Sorry, the sound is sort of putting me off. So when you see there are people climbing a mountain or doing something or selling cakes or doing something like this or doing something and raising so much, for the fundraising and raising a lot of funds for various charities, and you see that you put yourself on the front line and you risked your life to go out and do what you're doing, and putting yourself in, hospitals and places where there's high risk and care homes, and putting yourself out there with other people that are dealing with burials and dealing with all these other, so that's like putting yourself in those risky situations, right? When you're doing that and then you still don't get sort of any support, or the community isn't there to commission you and appreciate you, it can be psychologically challenging. And right now with having a bill to pay on my head, which I have to pay on the 29th of and that is like quite stressful, and I think we need to realize that there are people out there that need support, right? So I just feel like the Muslim community don't understand what we're trying to do. So if you could play this trailer, that will give them a bit of an idea of our background, of what we are involved in, what sort of projects, give us some credibility, because I'm not really in a studio space. So you're thinking, who's this person sitting there in some bedroom or something? Is he a troll or something? With his beard up, like a troll, to be honest.
Yeah, but you're with me. I'm pushing you out there, bro. First of all, give me the name of it, because I've got so many links here now.
It's UK film industry supports practicing Muslim. Let me just send you the link to this. So yeah, got it. And there we go. Here's the link. It's the first one at the top, tippity top. There we are. Should have it.
Let's just go into this one.
Yep. There you go.
So, brother,
questions. If someone's listening, who's got any questions? It'd be good to get some questions from people. If you're sitting there, you're watching, interact with us. Give us some questions. What have you got? If you got some positive criticism, if you think that there's something could be improved, if you think that you might want to be involved, and is there something you could do sitting where you are? Get involved with us. Have a conversation. It's not about me and Yusuf. This project isn't my project. This is our project. This is featuring anybody that is out there doing an amazing job, right? So we've spent about 70 days we spent on the front line, and we've got many stories that we're highlighting. And some of them, like the towns that we're covering, are Birmingham, Bradford, Blackburn, Luton, London, obviously, Edinburgh, probably going back to Glasgow. We've got Monmouth and Cardiff region as well being covered, Leicester, Burton, Nottingham, We've got Middlesbrough as well that we've got to go to. Manchester, Bolton. You know, these are areas we have covered already. We've got Kirklees as well that we're going to be going to as well. We've got Halifax. Leeds is the next sort of step as well of our journey. So, you know, there's like, this is like quite a vast, Coventry as well. Forgot about that.
Shall I play this with sound?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It's my jihad, it's struggle, it's my commitment, it's my dedication, sacrificing everything on the way just to make sure that we can live in a more peaceful, more tolerant society.
We're part of a campaign that's tackling an issue in a way that's never been done before.
As a British Muslim living in this country, I know that there are problems, but rather than focusing on problems, I'm trying to find solutions.
This is a project that Riz has been working on for over 2 years. He's literally put his life into this.
This is so stressful.
I'm only doing this so that people can understand that we're trying to reach out, we're trying to do something different, we're trying to engage the community to support us.
It's important to me that my children are safe, and it's
Yes.
important to me that there is a message that Islam is not a violent religion.
If you hear a Muslim saying Allahu Akbar, or you hear something like that, what's the connotation that you have? It's a negative connotation, because in films you've just seen somebody saying Allahu Akbar and do.
We want to tackle extremism, fascism, racism, diversity.
There are so many people that need their stories told, especially from the Muslim faith. There is no shadow of a doubt that we will create content that will bring people together.
So we thought, you know what, let's go out, let's see what people have to say. Go in areas where people might not really had a chance to have a conversation with a Muslim.
I want to meet people like that. I want to meet people who probably hate me just because of the way I look.
I normally sit sort of here. As soon as I walked in, what the?
I don't want to put myself in harm's way either, you know, because if it kicks off, I'm not going to walk away. I'll tell you that on camera, mate.
I was wrong.
But do we not have respect for each other?
I was wrong.
A bit of time with each other,
most definitely.
right?
It's so important that we have positive messages coming from both sides.
This is aiming to save lives. This is aiming to tackle issues. This is trying to build bridges. This is the beginning of something huge.
Something huge. What is something huge? So yeah, who's interacting there? If somebody's got questions there about what we're on, you know, it'd be good to get some questions out there. What would you like to know? There must be something that somebody wants to know, because you know what, a lot of when I started out, I didn't think I would be doing this. I didn't think I'd work on Star Wars. I didn't think I'd work on The Favourite. The Favourite was nominated for 10 Oscars. You know, I was a camera operator on that with the stabilization rig, and after that, you know, I knew that I could really get busy, just one movie to another movie to another movie. So what happens? You do something remarkable in an industry, you could just get taken away, and you get onto this wave and you ride it. I got off that wave, and I decided that I'm going to make this campaign to separate Islamic teachings and principles from people that carry out acts of terror according to revenge and retaliation. Now, I say it like that because it's like saying something like, oh, it's an anti-terrorism campaign. It's like it doesn't explain what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve we're trying to take words such as jihad back. We're trying to take issues that are like, you know, that are taboo subject matters and controversial subject matters for which we've been on the back foot. We're trying to lead on those and get Muslims to discuss those subject matters and to take ownership of our own narrative, right? And we're doing that in a way which is like it's never really been done before, not in the way that we're doing it. So I think you know, there should be some that I never thought I'd be able to put myself in that position to achieve this. My key to success is definitely dua. So I'll, you know, if there's one thing I can give you guys is that, look, whatever you want to do, whichever industry, field, profession, you know, whichever situation you're in, and you're trying to represent Islam and Muslims, you're trying to do something. The key to success for myself has always been making intention, yeah, then making, you know, your dua to Allah, turning to Him and really asking Him, like really, like there's a difference between like doing like a dua and a proper one, yeah. And what I mean by that is like really connecting, finding that moment to connect with Him, and it happens, and it doesn't happen all the time either. It's like you have to tune into this frequency with Allah at some point, and then so you do that. So you make your intention, you make your dua, then you make effort, right? So that effort may be that you may have to learn new skills, you may have to, you know, educate yourself, you may have to stop something that you're doing that may not be so great. There might be, you may have to, you know, this effort could be self-sacrificing, doing something that has to change yourself to become something more than who you are at that stage of your journey. So putting the effort in, and then sacrificing something. So along the way, it might be you might have to donate something to people. You might have to sacrifice by giving your time to someone, going on to some sort of a city retreat or somewhere like that to help out if you're in Leicester. You might be doing certain things that you're trying to sort of be selfless. Yeah, so you're giving. Your personal sacrifice will be Allah will show you what that is. It may be that you have to help your mum to do something that you can't currently do because work is in the way, but all you have to say to work or other commitments is that, hold on a minute, I need to do this for my mum or my dad or somebody or whatever it is. So you do that sacrifice, you make that sacrifice. Something you know that you don't want to do, or you think you need to do, but you know you need to do it.
Riz, so alhamdulillah, you've achieved quite a lot considering you really haven't had much community support. There's one or two organizations and a few individuals, but the main
Rizwan from Your Lambs has donated 10 grand.
Alhamdulillah.
Well, he donated.
Rizwan is an awesome guy.
One donated that. So, so there is, just so you guys know, that there are people out there who are looking at this and looking at it from a strategic perspective. And what Rizwan said is that what people do, right, they give emotionally. So we give emotionally, and to people that we've probably recognized and we've got the brandings and we're done with it. We know, this company or that charity or this, that, the other, and we just give it to them because then that emotional guilt goes away and we know we did it. So people give because of emotions, really. And it's kind of sad that I noticed that actually, I'm gonna give it to you. You can play this. Actually, I'm gonna give this to you. I don't know if I've uploaded it. I don't think I've uploaded it. Did you see the thing on the rooftop with the adhan?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It hit me, man. The Quran, it hits you. When you're there on the rooftop and the adhan, the Quran is being played publicly. It's something. It is. So look, you may think you may not be able to do something right now, but you can. So you can get involved in this. Yusuf, brother, tell me something. In terms of actually, this is a good one. I'm about to share with you this brother's interview. Yeah, this one's really important. This one touched a lot of people's hearts. I'm sending it to you right now. Do you remember that the guy with the EDL tattoo?
Yeah.
Sending it to you now. This is a good one. So if we weren't there, we wouldn't have captured this guy. So check this out. I've sent it to you. So this will be good. This is part of like the journey. These are some of the people. I'm going to play some of the people that we've met on the journey as well, so that you've got an idea of where we're at with this.
I was going to speak because
what's it called? Corona Chronicles. Is it ex-soldier?
Yeah, there's a few in there that are worthy of time here.
Okay, let me just go into there. I'll do share screen. Application.
What are you having for a fast today? Because I'm starving.
Well, inshallah, we're going to be breaking fast at about 10 past 9. Before that, I've got to go shopping as well. So we're going to show this film. Here you are.
At the minute, this coronavirus, it's the hospital that we live in. Was on about like racism, just on about my tattoo. So it looks like it's ADL, but it's my daughter's initials. And what we're saying is people assuming the armed forces are the least most racist people going. And you know what it is at the minute is the Muslim community. At the minute, the only people that's donating to the hospital that we're actually saying that.
Serious?
Honestly, that's what we were talking about just up there. Literally about 30 seconds ago.
And then you bump into
Muslims. We bump into you all. Basically, it's crazy, isn't it? So yeah,
that is crazy.
I know.
So you're talking about it, and then that just happens. So then there's fate.
Oh yeah.
So tell us something, because I'm not from this community.
Yeah.
And what are the purpose of this?
Yeah.
When you ask me, we're trying to bring people together. So the guys that are doing the food drops and everything, they're helping the vulnerable. What do you think about what they're doing?
I think it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic. There's not enough help out there, unfortunately. Like there's people obviously like stuck in there, obviously can't get out, elderly age and all the rest of it. And some of them don't have family or whatever. And obviously you guys have, because you're volunteering doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And there's only 4 of us doing it. It's more really, isn't there?
No, there is more. The Blackburn Council is helping. Basically, the EG group, there's a group of garages there.
Yeah.
They've been helping.
Is it the white people doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, fair enough. No, seriously, honestly, these the Muslim community, especially in Blackburn, I'm not from Blackburn, they do it, honestly, donate is unbelievable. And at the end of the day, no one has to donate, but they do it off their own back.
Yeah. we've been doing.
And they don't take any gratitude for it. They just come in, drop it off, thank you, done, that's it, walk away. None of this, oh, here we go, yeah, hands up, all of this, I've done a good deed.
We're
Do you know
doing
what I mean?
that on their behalf. They didn't ask us. I felt as a Muslim that we don't get it seen often. And I felt that it's needed to be seen.
End of the day, we all live in one community. So it's like I was on about my tattoo. There was a Muslim guy I know him, I won't say where he works, but he thought when he speaks to me for 2 months, because he thought it was EDL. And to be honest, it's my daughter's initials. No, it's 3. It's Elise, Lola, and Poppy. I've got 3 girls, and he didn't speak to me. So I said, "Listen, just support to me." I explained to him like the way we work. We're all from one country. End of the day, we should all get on. It doesn't matter what skin colour you are. He was like one of my mates. He served out in Afghanistan, and his battalion took 32 prisoners all over the time they were there. 3 of them had the skin colour brown, the rest was white and black. So you tell me that the Taliban are Muslims, they're not, because if they did, they followed the Quran. The Quran doesn't say anything about killing, killing people. It doesn't at all. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, but no, it's general knowledge. He says, I enjoy like learning new things. I could speak to you about the Quran all day long. I don't believe in it, like because I don't believe in like religion. But at the end of the day, I learn something, and it's a way to communicate, I guess, isn't it?
Man, I totally have so much respect for you. I have no idea who you are.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But I respect you guys coming out here. At the end of the day, you're doing a good deed, right? But you guys don't realise you're putting your life at risk at the same time.
Yeah, we do.
And you can't come and say it's just people who are vulnerable. I'm an ex-soldier.
Yeah, but you put your life on the front line for the country, right? And you'd do it again if you need to.
Yeah, well, I've got lung disease now, unfortunately. But yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, of course, one. Yeah.
I couldn't join the army because I didn't believe in the war. I wanted to.
No, I respect that. Yeah, I respect that.
Opinions about it. I was in the cadets.
Yeah.
And
but I didn't join because I agreed with it.
You did it because you had to. I'm not.
I did. I needed to get away, and I would have ended up in prison.
No, but what I mean is, I will still defend this country.
Yeah.
Anyway,
in a different way, like you're doing now. I'm coming.
Sorry, bro. This is too powerful, mate. It's too powerful wherever you're going. This is too powerful, mate.
Right, I do need to go though, guys. Honestly,
question to you. What's your advice to the community, especially to the
stay home and stick to the rules? And I look at it as end of the day, like people who are going out. Obviously, like we can't be doing our exercise or whatever. We're in hospital and we haven't got community rooms or anything all to win it. End of the day, you've got to look at it as the longer this goes on and the winter about like there's not enough playgrounds. It's because the moment it's now going on, people are unfortunately getting ill. The armed forces are going on tour. They're going to Afghanistan, going to other places like that with rubbish weapons, ammunition because they haven't got the money. The NHS is struggling as it is. So at the end of the day, stay home. And all I do is just imagine one of your friends and family in between you, and that's the distance. Just do that.
Here's a question. You said that you suffer from a bit of mental.
Yeah, I've got paranoid schizophrenia and bipolar. Yeah.
How's this affecting you?
Bad. I'm struggling bad. I'm coming now. I'm struggling bad. Yeah, no, I am struggling really, really bad. Yeah.
Because you're suffering from it. What's the impact?
I've not slept for 2 days. I've been. I end up having a massive breakdown this morning. Lucky enough, one of my good pals, you know what I mean, he was there for me. I don't have any family, unfortunately, but it's and I'm one of those who can't hide it. But there's people out there who have no one to turn to, who are struggling with mental health.
And how can the community help you? What could be done for people who are suffering with mental illness?
Just open your eyes and ears and use common sense. What people don't do, unfortunately.
This is important advice.
Social media. Ring somebody. Just say hello. Hello goes a long way, trust me. When you're like me, hello goes a long way, honestly. It does. But guys, I do need to go because I'm going to get into it.
When you look at me, you know I respect you, don't you?
Yeah, but I respect you for what you're doing.
Wait for it.
I could have died doing my job. You get run over right now, you get coronavirus. Exactly the same. Take it easy, guys.
Bro, name. Nice one. Can't even.
I love the way you just ran out of this.
That was so random. That was
massive. This is the team as well, so this is part of the team, so you can see how we're going out and what we're doing. And
okay, you didn't ask him.
There's like,
we'll go for the next one. Fine.
So this is us lot going around doing food drops with the Blackburn, with Darwin County Council, and the EG Group as well. They facilitated the food hub space. So yeah, we're going out and delivering these parcels and things, like physically volunteering. It's just that we got cameras with us. What's interesting is that people have raised money. I think people think, oh, we're making a documentary and that's what we're doing. We're doing so much more than just doing a documentary. And you know, that's
Riz,
you gotta realize.
I'm
Yeah,
afraid,
yeah,
afraid
we have to go.
you know, because I've got to do my
Yeah.
asr. You know, brother, I just want to leave you with this statement. I think it's better to watch on YouTube itself. It brought tears to my eyes for some odd reason. Make dua that this guy in the video is guided to the right path. Now looking for how to donate. Rashid, you can, this is just normal. This is stuff, Rashid, that Riz is doing. We've got projects.
70 days of this.
He and I are working together on these projects as well for the Dawah. So
if you're touched by that, we've got so many other stories. We've shot over 800 hours of footage. We've got other stories that we can't put out yet at the moment because they need to be pieced together. There's so many heartwarming stories that are told.
Yeah. No, it's terrible that the fact that, well, it's good because Muslims are reaching out, but there's so many systemic problems in this country, and no one really cares about the poorer, lower echelons of society. And you know, it's getting worse and worse. So first of all, you can donate via the bank, Rashid. The bank details are there, and then there's a card payment link there, which is a Bitly link there, I'll post it to you once we go off the live, inshallah.
Thank you very much. Listen, whoever's there, Jazakallah khairan for coming online. You know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept Ramadan from you all. If you're not Muslim, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, bless you, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us all to, I think, move forward from this coronavirus crisis in a way better than where we were, right? So we don't want to go back to normality. We need to somehow go to a place that's better than where we were before, inshallah. And I think we can do that. I think each and everyone has the ability to be able to do that and help each other do that. So if you're in your neighborhood, I'm sure that you're helping your neighbors, you're talking to your neighbors, and you're doing something. Please be active, use your phones, you know, to document and record anything that's positive. There are some courses that you can take on YouTube on how to shoot with your phone. So please learn how to use your mobile phone devices. These can come to in a form of defense as well. So if somebody's being Islamophobic, you can quickly press 2 buttons on the phone and just record immediately. You know, if there's any injustice happening. So these things can defend you as well, and they can defend you like personally, give you evidence of what you might need to record that there and then, but also evidence of amazing collaboration and amazing sacrifice and whatever you guys are doing that you see happening that's positive. Make sure you document it and record it, okay? And just have that intention that you're not doing it for the camera, right? You're not doing it for the fame or for the numbers and the reach and all of these things. Make sure that you're just doing it so that you can be a part of, like, you're empowering yourself to learn a skill. And it's so easy. And I think that everyone who's got a mobile phone has a duty to learn that, because it's a part of, you know, Allah's blessed you with this. The people before us in our lives, they've never had such devices. They've never had the opportunity to be able to connect to other people across the world before. We're a really, really, really like favored and a favored. We're living in a time that can be a great benefit to us. Yeah, so we can use these things for great good and great harm. So it's, you know, please just do what you can. You know, do what you can to help yourselves, your community, and that's that. So I think that's the only advice I can give you. And Yusuf, I look forward to seeing you soon, inshallah.
No, what we'll do,
Mecca, Kuwait, and Qatar. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, well, we've got this. We've got this.
I'm done with the waste man in this country.
We've got this platform. We've got this platform, which is StreamYard, and it's got the ability to configure interesting appeals. So now I'm going to be doing this myself and invite people that I like, and I believe their projects to be the answer to the future challenges.
We'll organize it better. We'll get you set up as well. You know, we'll help you out and get that done. And then
let's do it. We'll send this message out to thousands. Actually, this was just a trial run. We did get some people to donate. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you so much.
And there's only it's only a little. It's our obligation. But the brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. For I think 4 people responded and gave. It's not an IERA appeal, but it's beautiful to see you, brothers and sisters. Well, jazakumullah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your siyam, all of your sadaqah jariyah, all of your recitation of Quran, all of your dua, all of your fasting, and all of your sincere actions in this beautiful month of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite the ummah upon Tawheed and place them in Firdaus al-A'la to be established with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen.
Ameen, man, ameen.
We'll come back because we're going to be doing some Eid shows. So I'm going to invite you on the Eid shows as well. On this platform, I'm going to be sharing out with a wide audience. And then when it's not Ramadan appeal, they'll all come flocking. Because everyone is sick of the Ramadan appeals. I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. I hate being on these. I think my first one. Oh my God, this is my first. This is my first video.
Eyes.
Honestly, Sheikh, this is my first ever fundraising thing that I've ever been on.
Well, we're going to end it now, bro. Now you said that.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.